Okay, this is going to be a guide on how the meta works in this game. So, first off, I'm gonna explain why goalies shouldn't perma-goalie. I'll start off that by saying, like, imagine these are the normal shot positions. Like, you can reliably shoot these 3-pointers to an empty goal with the disc. But the thing is, even if you can do this, re-grab speed is every time faster than the throwing speed. Like, if you assume the teams are good at re-grabbing, if there's a stackler down here in blue, if they like start when the throw starts, they can still like catch it somewhere here, probably. They should be able to catch it. So if you think about that for a while, you will notice that if the disc is in this side, blue kind of has to have a goalie, or they can like boost to the goal. But if the disc is on orange side, why would blue have a goalie if they can have a stack here, which can like boost back to goal if the disc is still in this side? So when you get proper enough regrabs, just dropping the goalie is a good idea. Okay, this is how an usual offense probably ends. Like, it happens often, like orange pushes it from anywhere, and there's a man marking on these 3 people, and they get the pass to the someone is empty, and that guy scores a 2-pointer. That's what often happens in a good teams play. And like, I will also say that 3-pointers, taking 3-pointer shot against the goalie, it's usually not a good idea. Like, it's a high risk shot for a small reward. So unless you can shoot 90 meters per second into the pockets every time, or you are way behind, or you are like last minutes 3 points behind, I would just make it a draw if you like have to. More reliable 2-pointers anyway. So you like harass the goalie, be a really fucking accurate anchor shot, something like that's the only way I would like say 3-pointers are fine, or the goalie is distracted with something. Like, those are rare cases. Usually just go for a 2-pointer. But yeah, usually this is how it ends, because orange doesn't need to have a goalie, so they always have one person open, because the goalie has to guard the goal. So if you man mark, like people usually do, they strict man mark, there should be someone open for a pass, and then you can take a 1-versus-1 against the goalie. Just push close enough and you can score a 2-pointer. That's how it normally goes. This is also a situation that you often end up in. Like, orange has gotten the push here, they can back pass to someone here, they have the disc, blue has no one to push, they're far, orange can like wait. Here, like, both teams have to check what the score is. If they are ahead, like 3 points or more, if blue is ahead, they can go like, we are ahead, we don't have to push. Because if they just waste time, they are gonna be better off. Like, the more time wasted, the better. And if someone from blue pushes here, like, there's someone completely open for a pass. So if blue is ahead, they can wait. And then if blue is behind, they have to push. Like, otherwise, if orange is smart, they just keep the disc here. Like, they wait. And even if orange is like behind, this is a good position for offense, because offense is always like, they have the advantage. Like, if you imagine orange can make like a small play, let's say orange guy juked this blue one, like, he's like body width away from this guy, he can just start floating towards the goal. Like, say he's cutting, and this guy, if they both move at 5 meters per second, he can't catch him. So when the orange gets here, the disc can be passed, and he's like with the disc next to the goal, easy 2-pointer. The same thing happens is if orange guy punches this guy, he gets like 2 seconds. Like, it can usually happen closer, like Orange and blue are here. Orange punches this blue guy. Then he can call like 2 seconds shield. And they are at shield. The pass can come and he's free. But you have to be fast with the pass on that one. But this just explains that defense is really hard. Like if blue guy punches the orange one, okay, there's still for 2 seconds, but then they get invulnerability, which is fine for the offense. Like, okay. Only thing is like, if the disc comes here or something and you get to punch one defender or offense out, you can like jump to some other guy. Like that's the only useful thing. Another thing on offense, when you get the disc here and they're like juking your shit, if the orange guy stays far back all the time, the back pass from here to here, it just doesn't feel good, or like more worse is from here to here. It doesn't feel as good, so like why would you just not push the shield? Then you are open. Like, sure, the back pass really far is usually okay, but when the player advances like enough, you can just come forward and you can use your 4-person advantage near the goal. There should be enough space for that. Like, you can score an easy 2-pointer. So why always stay here? It's many teams like to like keep it all the time here. But if blue doesn't push it, then just okay, why stay there? Okay, here's another situation. First off, if you are blue and defending, like imagine this guy is just looking at the guy with the disc here. He's chilling. Why would you wait on defense? Because every pass is a risk, and if you put more pressure on the disc holder, they has to throw it faster, think less, the pass is more likely to be bad. So one important thing is like push the players with the disc, make them do things, like force them to pass, so they have more pressure. Other thing on this one, I want to mark like this guy, he's clearly behind the goalie. When the disc is here, like blue goalie could call like, yeah, push him, I got the fourth guy. So if this guy pushes here, this orange one has to juke or find a really weird pass there. So you have to notice when like you have to make the push, and like this is an offensive mistake. You just don't want to go behind the goalie, because then you have 4-person man marking. Like, or for orange to fix this guy just has to scuttle really fast here, so he's open for a pass. And even then, he's really close to the goalie, so goalie can like see it, hear it, and just push the pass. Then it's like more likely for the goalie to catch it and make a good save. Like even if he misses, it's still fine. Like only 2-pointer inside there. But yeah, goalie has to know also when to push. Okay, here is another example for goalie work. If you think the disc is here, like the shot possibilities are like weird bounce shot, which is really slow, weird like low bounce shot, or weird bounce from here. They're all slow, and like the goalie can push like somewhere around here and still cut the pass. And because this orange guy is this close, the goalie can like chill next to the shield, or like on the shield next to this guy, and then they have again 4 people man marked if this guy pushes the disc. So as a goalie, you don't usually want to like always stay in the goal. And when you do these plays, like often the disc gets passed like under the block here, and this guy just catches it. And if you take the chance and you push the pass as a goalie, sometimes the orange gets away, he gets a 3-pointer or pushes in a 2-pointer. That's still kind of fine, because this is a high risk situation for offense. Every person is man marked, and this is like harder pass. It's again a lot of pressure on the guy with the disc, because he sees the goalie here. They're like, oh shit, how do I pass this? He might hesitate and fail this 1v1. So as a goalie, just man mark people if the disc is not next to the goal. Just know when to like pressure and push. If you get scored on when you push, it's fine. It happens, because on defense your work is hard anyway. Like most often it's gonna be a 2-pointer in high level. So if you do these risky plays, it's often pays off. Like if you interrupt the offense, it's a really big boon. Whenever you cut a pass or anything, it's always really great. Like when you get 4 points ahead, it's great. Okay, now I want to talk about brawling and how you should think about it as like strategically. So here we have a situation where blue probably like catched it in goal or something and cleared it away. And there are blue stack going for the disc and an orange stack going for the disc. And over here in the goal, it's kind of a 2v2 situation. Like orange, they see the disc is going to their, like near their goal. They want to stack up fast and get to the goal, the defense. Like if these two stacks are here boosting, it's usually a 50-50, like which one gets it. So blue usually wants to brawl. And I will explain why, because if blue catches the disc, it's a 2v2. And when it's a 2v2 and it stays 2v2, it's like easy to pass between two people when someone is stuck in goal. Like 2v2 is really easy. And like 1v1, of course, it's even more easy. And even 3v3, like when you have 3 people near the goal, 2 people marking, there's more space than when you have 4 people defending and 4 people pushing. So what you have to keep in mind is offense has way more power if the side has like less people overall. 1v1 is easy, 2v2 is easy, 3v3 is not hard, and a 4v4 is harder, but it's still fine. But that means that if you're blue here, you want to disrupt the stack. Just mess with them. Don't go for the boost. Unless like these guys get away easily. Usually you want to punch them. Of course there's a situation when that might not be the best case, but usually you can keep in mind if people are trying to go to defense, just punch them out. But if this stack wouldn't be here, then yeah, maybe stack. But while you stack, you want to punch them too, so whatever. Yeah, also, if it happens that blue doesn't get the disc, but orange gets the disc, like, imagine this happened here. So, if these blue guys keep these players here, these blue guys can just like man mark both of these, because they don't have a pass because they are brawling here. The only thing they can like do is shoot it there and wish the orange one gets it and not the blue ones. It's another like 50-50 or something. But if blue like pushed out and then it's 4 people here, there's more pass opportunities and shit. And also they can clear the disc and more easily probably catch it here. It's like more risky for the defense to like leave these guys be and try to push here. But yeah, you would want the blue one, like as a blue, you would want to get the disc here, so you had easy 2v2. If you don't get the disc, it's still like man mark these guys and then it's kind of fine. Now I'm going to go over like how you would make strats for a new team. First off, you have to like decide what kind of system you're gonna use. Like, let's imagine the QB comes out. This is called QB. Then like first pass 1, second pass 2, third one 3. I'll explain later why you want to have a 3, 1, 2. But yeah, this is one option. Like, if this is your strat, you can call left something, popcorn it looks like. Then you can call right popcorn, then it's just like mirrors. 2, 3 somewhere there. Like this is left popcorn, 1, 2, 3. Or you can do left. No, this is left. Whoops. Right and front. So you always keep the guys on the same side. But this is useful if you have like left-handed, right-handed players. They might prefer some walls to others. The problem with this one is when you change it to like, this is called right backman. If you change it to left backman, you have like different positions for the guys. Like in the other one, mirroring one, the first one is always on the popcorn. The other one is always on these two. But now the left one has to be on popcorn and not there. Like they have different positions to remember on this one. The front is always front. I'm gonna go over these strats by using the QB plus 1, 2, 3 method. It's fine. Makes this probably easier to mirror. But if we use the QB and 1, 2, 3, I will explain it later, but you always want to have someone far. So like 3 is on like that side of the map. Like pretty much on every joust you want this. I will explain it later. So if someone always goes far, what you want to do on the tube when you launch is you want the 3 and QB. They are your like main boosting pair for the offensive joust. Like these guys, you like start the PE joust with them. Okay. There's no reason to use the ring. Like, I will say it straight away, like so many teams use the ring, but it's not that hard to like do some regrabs and get to the disc faster. It's only advantageous to get to the disc faster, get your positions faster. It's just better. You can't be crashed as easily. And like, even if you do it slow, it's still better than the ring because you will be somewhere near the door when it opens. If the door opens while you're still here, you're just slower every time. Like even if you boost slowly here, it's gonna be faster. It should be faster. So just start practicing PE joust. Why not? Just do the straight one. It's easy. QB and 3 because he goes far. They boost out. 1 and 2, like they usually grab the QB. Like stay in QB's back. Like stay there until the QB takes the last regrab. Usually somewhere here, I don't know. Depends. Like they usually get how many regrabs? If 3 starts the thing, it's like QB gets 2 regrabs. So like QB's second regrab. After that, 1 and 2 they push off. That's how you usually wanna do the PE joust. That gets you fast and you get where you want. Okay, now that we're thinking about where to put the first person, like QB obviously takes the disc at the start. So then we have to decide where the first person goes. Like let's just now decide that it's on the top side somewhere. Like what is one basic joust that I would recommend people doing is like use the popcorn or the trap, but the popcorn is really good. But one thing is like you could put someone here. Or like if you do the pop thing where you like put people through the tunnels, like floating through the tunnels. The thing is, if you catch the disc somewhere here, a good stack from like this, like if there's a good stack, the enemy's team like stops here, looks what's happening. Okay, they pass there. This stack pushes here. The guy here who's trying to catch the disc, they're gonna get crashed hard. And the pass from the tunnel, it's like rough anywhere. So the pressure is hard. Like usually want the first pass to like come like before this one. Like it has to be really fast for you to be able to get it through here reliably every time. So the first pass usually wanna put here, 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 here. But now I'm gonna talk about the problem with these two, and like all the slow ones, like if you put the first person really far back. So okay, if you put someone here, the first pass, the second pass is like, because okay, you don't want your passes to be too far. Like one of the problems with this first one, like going like this, is the pass is really far. Like you can react to the pass and like go where it's gonna go. Like when the pass flies off, a good stack goes for the person that's gonna catch the disc, not for the disc, unless it's like easy to take. But they crash the guy there. They have so much time when the pass is too long. So pass longer than this is not that good. But yeah, the same applies to the second pass. Like sure, these two guys can pass, but you want more options. So the two should also be on this side somewhere, like let's say there. Then where's the third one? It's like, if the third one is here, it's kind of okay. But if the first one can't pass there, it's kind of meh. So if you put the first pass this far, like the third option has to be like a really far play that's like harder to get to, or you can take it closer. But if you put the third one here, your whole joust is on your own side. You don't have a fast pass to the enemy side. And what I talked about this tutorial's beginning is if you don't challenge the goal anytime, the blue team, they don't need a goalie. So if you think about that, a good defense, if they're running like double stack, they can park their defensive stack like here or here. And when you have a stack here and you have the other stack like pushing all these people here, if you have this stack ready here to intercept all kinds of things, because like even if the tree gets a disc here, if this stack is like ready here, because they can push, like they could also come here. Like nothing stopped the back stack coming here, like between 3 and 2. Like even if 3 is here, the stack, they can like come here. These guys, they're not gonna ever shoot it to the goal. They might try to pass the 3, but if you're this close, it looks really hard to pass, and like you can go for the guy and 2v1 him if they tries to catch a pass. So if your joust is too much on your own side, it's gonna get pressured out really hard. So that's one good tip for your jousts. You want the third guy to be available, and you don't want your first pass to be too close to QB, because that will make your joust like slow and let them push with 4 people. Like even if they don't use a double stack, even if they use like a split, if you have this, no 3, just 2 there. If you do this and they do the split, like one goes here, someone sees, okay, that's there, third one goes here, then the goalie is like slow, but he can see like, oh, they're all passive. He can take the risk and push here. Then it's 4 people man marking everyone. So when you think about the first pass, it should be like, if you use the top one, it should be like somewhere here. So one usual thing is to put person here. So let's make a normal popcorn joust. So this guy is at the popcorn, your first pass. Then if you make a joust where the rest of the people are like 2 is there, 3 is there, the only pass for the QB that's reliable is this first one. And if your enemy team somehow like gets used to your jousts or something, they can call this one out, like pre-boost here. This is like the only guy they have to cover, so they can just like go for him. And then this second pass is gonna be harder because this guy has no time. So you usually, if you don't do a fast joust, you want your second pass to be available for the QB. So you want your second pass somewhere like close enough for the one and close enough for QB to catch, so it's like pretty much the same spot as one has to be. But also, if you you have to like make sure the line of sight is good between these two people, or more like these three people. The line of sight has to be good, so you don't really want to put this second guy on the wall. Like if they're on the wall, the pass is gonna be really far again, and there's like blocks on the way. And also another thing is, if you put someone there, and when you like get the disc moving, passing, when you start pushing, you usually like get into the tunnels. And when you pass inside the tunnels, the pass is way harder. But if we do this, the second guy is here on the station, the pass is like better, it's shorter. And when you start moving the two naturally, like goes to this like narrow spot, it's the narrow spot here. And even if one is in the tunnel, the pass is way easier to this spot. And the two can like go up and down, catch harder discs. So you are not spread in tunnel and tunnel, having hard passes. So okay, here we have a good triangle that can like punch stacks and stuff. If the passing is good and they get some punches in, then we have to decide where the third one goes. And here it wants to be far because you don't want to get stuck on your own side, but you don't want the passes to be too far. So sure, it could be like here, this far. It's a harder sell with the pass, but it's still possible. But I would say like you can contest the goal from even here. Maybe not the popcorn, but like this is one good position to be. Like if number one gets the disc, you're at popcorn. You can do like a pass through this tunnel and the three can like move for it. So you are still like open to this pass, even the QB pass. Like if the enemy does a split. But like this is one basic joust. I would call this okay to do. Let's see how defenses could work with this. Like what do normal defenses do about this? So one basic defense that happens is a full split. Like blue comes, they are stacked here, coming through the middle, then they split up. Like when they see these people spread out, you see them come from every side. One goes for the QB to force them to pass. One goes right. One who goes right on the defense. If they see someone like this going like fast through the middle or something, they'll just let them be because they look like they're going far. Because you want to pick the guy that's the furthest. Leave this one for the goalie, so they will push here toward that guy. And the one third one on the stack goes for the left one that's furthest. So it goes this one, and then you have a goalie that like can decide what to do. So when the QB, when you see the split happening, like you catch the disc, if you do a proper PE joust, you have time, because when people split, they then really can't get that much speed. If they have too much speed, they're gonna overshoot. They're gonna miss people that go to the tunnel or something. When you split, if you overshoot the people, you're doomed. So the QB should be able to see this, and usually if you see it, you just duck or jump over this guy, pass it to the middle one. Like, it doesn't have to be fast. If this guy catches it before this goalie does some aggressive places, pushing here, you are like set. Everyone is far back, this guy can go for a 1v1. And if some stack comes, it's still fine because you're gonna pull it really far. But that's like, this joust is okay versus a full split. Let's see. This is where new teams start to struggle, which is like wrong color. Stack and sending someone far. Like this is a solid defense usually. When people can't counter this, like you have a stack that boosts here, and this one person leeches from them and goes to force the pass. Because if the defense just chills and doesn't bother the QB can go forward, everyone else can go forward, they have lots of time to set up. And for defense, you want to like pressure them before they get through this choke point, because this spot is their hardest place to pass through, like tunnel to tunnel and everything. It's narrower, there's not so much space, not so much space and shit. So you want to pressure them like when they're in here or they're before it. So you want to pressure the QB early. So this joust like pushes one there, and then when orange passes to either one of these, this stack is here ready for it. Like let's say the pass comes here, this stack like pushes it instantly. And this is where many teams struggle, because the stack is fast. They're gonna get there when the disc, you just get the disc and the stack is already here. So this is where you have to know your own jousts, because this joust is set up so you have pass here. You like actually have two passes. Either one of these works, but you have to know the pass before like anything happens, because you usually look behind when the disc comes. When someone calls on you or something like red or whatever you use, you have to like toss it instantly. So you have to know where the next pass is. It's like setup plays are important. But also one thing you can do is like do a short juke, like go below the popcorn, go above the popcorn and pass here. But one thing is, if you juke behind the popcorn, you are fucked. Unless like this is still open, but when you like juke for more time, you don't want to juke into burst position. Like if you're this guy with the disc and you juke behind these things, like you go into the trap, and this is where your teammates are. You delayed your do, but you couldn't get a pass off. So yeah, short juke, pass to either one of these. The stack is here. You want to punch the stack. If you get the punch off, that's nice. If you didn't get the punch off and the disc is here, the stack like boosts back here, and then this guy has a pass here. You try to punch the stack again. Like every time a stack is near you, you want to challenge the stack. Like if you get the disc here and this stack is still here, like they didn't get to push you, like the stack is chilling here, you can like push forward, keep these both guys like for possible passes. Like every time you are not pressured, you don't want to just toss it. Like if the stack is here, no one is pressuring this guy here, but he still throws it. If you throw it like before, these guys are ready again. They're just gonna go for it when they see the pass. If you wait for them to come closer to you, they are like floating or something, they are slower at coming this way. So you have to bait them, but you don't want them to get too close where they cover you with a hand. Because stack, if you look at a stack from the front, like this is their heads and like that's their body. But this guy is on the back, he's holding someone's head, then he has his other hand open. And when you can swing from this arm like this arm, and then this arm, like the area is way higher. Like if the stack knows where you're gonna pass, they have this long arm that they can like wave around. Even they have extra arms here, like they cover a lot of space. So you want to get them close, but you want to be aware that they're trying to catch the disc all the time. Like when they push you, they're not only trying to punch you, they're trying to cover the next pass, which they like probably think is here. So you can like juke a bit and pass it back there, or you can juke a bit and pass it again there. You have options. You want the stack to come close, but not too close. You want to punch. If you punch the stack, you are free to go. And this is assuming the goalie hasn't pushed like here. And if he has, this guy should like call it and like move somewhere else and pass and instant throw to the goal or something. But yeah, this is how you work around this like defense with this one single stack and someone like fast forcing the QB. Because when you send one person against the QB, if this guy doesn't make things happen here, the only thing he's gonna do is cover a back pass. But what we talked about earlier is when these both guys are off to the game, it's a 3v3 eventually in the goal. And 3v3 is good for offense, so orange is fine in that. Like, the send thing, it has to be fine. Like, it has to get something done. Like, it has to get the orange one to panic, and the stack has to get something to work. So that's how you work with that one. But then when we have this one, double stack defense. So when you get to disc and there's a double stack, the front stack, they're gonna like push you hard. They will bait you to pass by going so fast you can't really trust that they stop here before they crash you. So when you have stacks coming, you usually want to grab the nest. It also helps when you like don't just miss the disc and float somewhere off and the disc stays here. It's an easy 3-pointer. If you grab the nest, you can catch the disc every time. You have more maneuverability. You can dodge left or right and pass it. And you can also anchor pass if you have solid anchor passes. If you don't, just it's gonna be inaccurate. Don't maybe anchor it, but yeah. This stack is gonna try to scare the QB, and of course you're trying to punch them again when you pass, like get them close enough to you and then pass. But if this stack, like QB has to have patience when it's the stack pushing him. Because if this stack like stops here, for example, at the start, the QB has time. Everyone has time. Like if the stack is here, the QB can start moving. They can like float high or something. Then when they're floating, this blue stack, like if they want to push him, they don't have anything to grab on either. Like they might want to like push below you here and then push you. But you can, as a QB, just keep a lookout. Like your teammates might not like move at all. They might keep still, so it's like easy pass, so you can take a look at the stack all the time. But here, the back stack is still scary. Like they could push here, and then they kind of cover this guy. Then he starts moving when these guys cover. But yeah, stack is always scary, so you want to try and punch them and stuff. But here, if the blue guy stopped here and they like started to pressure a bit, you get the pass off here. These guys usually like turn around and follow the pass. Like if the pass gets here, these guys like follow it fast. And then you have pressure here to pass to either one of these. But because double stack is really strong, these guys like they might already be here to cover this guy. So if you pass here, it's a mistake because this will crash it. If you pass it here, these guys will again crash it, and you don't have any time because they are waiting here until you start the pass. Like here, as a QB with the disc, you can pull these guys in close, so they have to like follow the disc. But here on this next pass, if this backstack, if it's ready, they will start boosting when they see you throw the disc. So they have again the advantage. The same advantage as you get when you like stop a stack here and send one person to push the first pass. Then you're almost ready for it, but this is even stronger. Like they can wait a while for this pass to happen and then they can push it. Like this is the moment where backstack is really scary. So that's when this guy has to do like hero plays if the stack is here. Like this guy can like push here. And if this guy knows it, like they can call it like quick move, really quick pass. Then if this stack pushes here, the orange guy like can try a hero play, because if it's a bad stack, they will not get back or they will not push you fast enough, so you have a free 3-pointer chance. Like that's the only problem with double stack. You leave the goal open often, but even then, when the orange one gets the throw, like we can imagine this blue stack here, they pushed here, but if they don't get punched, they can like move back here and then they are ready to regrab. Like when the disc goes here, the guy throws it, you already have the regrab going. so you have a good chance of catching it before it goes to goal. That's again one of the reasons why double stack is so strong when it's like properly executed. You have so many chances to get here. But if the stack is punched, if this guy gets away from the stack here and takes the nice shot, doesn't miss, it's like 3-pointer. But this is really scary for offense. Like double stack is always scary. Like you do one pass, then the first stack comes, you do a second pass, which is a bit harder, the back stack comes. But like if you do solid short fast passes, these guys might like not push you, like they might stay here if the pass is really fast and they just look ready for the next pass. Like the way to counter double stack is like have really good passing, really good positioning, because when you do the pass you usually move forward, so QB is already here. When the disc gets here or from here, like QB is here, you can do a short back pass, you have more chances to punch, and if the back stack like pushes really far, this guy is open again for a 3-pointer. So short passes are strong against double stack, but because every pass is a risk, and even more of a risk when a stack is pressuring you, you have to get the punches out. When you get the punches out, like if this stack notices that okay, you're handling it good, you're killing this stack, it's punched out somewhere, you get the passes out. The good thing with the double stack is like they can just fall back, put the guy on the goal, force them to make at least a 2-pointer. But your threat is so hard on double stack, it's like it's good when you practice it a lot. But yeah, if you do this as QB 1, 2, 3, this is a solid basic strat. You can mirror it, do it on the right popcorn, and as you can see, you can like play around all the different defenses. Like there are of course more defenses, like different ones, but those are some of the basic ones that you will encounter. Be ready for them is like good. The only problem with this one is that you have to pass it through here like a couple times. Like there are some jousts where you can just like insta-pass it here, insta-pass it forward somewhere, then you are already on the enemy side, which is really good. Like you might imagine that if you want to waste time, like you're ahead in points, you want to take an easy joust like this and waste time, but might be surprised how much more time you waste if you do a fast one, get the disc here, and then start back passing. Because you have already forced someone into goal if you get the disc here. So you can start back passing, you have like 3v4 when you have the disc on the enemy side. You have more time to pass it around, you will waste more time. So I would recommend like one of these passing jousts, and then some fast jousts, whatever you want to do. Like you can do it from the middle, you can do it from the sides. But yeah, one thing I didn't mention is if you do a joust like this, imagine like something like this, 1 here, 2 here, and 3 is really far here or something. Yeah. When you play defense and you see something like this, is it everyone goes to the left side on orange. So blue one, they can like crash this side. They can tank a stack here between everyone. They don't have to be in the middle to push left and right. They can put them here, then they can like cover every pass here pretty steadily. So you want to spread your offensive joust on left and right. Also another thing is if you do set plays, you want to like push one person through the left tunnel, someone on the right tunnel, like every time you want the split to show, or like you want the split to look like the same, so your enemy can't read your joust that easily. Like this is a bad way to fake out your opponents, because they will see, and if this is your only joust that you do the whole left side, they will know exactly what you do. But if you do something like this, that you joust and the tree goes like this and ends up here. That's a different thing then. It looks like you split normally, but the tree goes there. Like this might fake some people out. So this is another example that you can like use different kind of jousts. You just have to fake the defense out. But yeah, I'm not gonna cover a fast joust. Like you should be able to figure out a fast joust just by how I explained the PE joust. But yeah, do a fast joust and then like popcorn one. That's like good base to start on for new team. I think that's it.